this is commonly asked, is where is the best place to put stairs, right? Because what you don't want is you don't want stairs to get in the way of much of your space, right? And so it can be kind of frustrating to figure out, like, where can I put these stairs at, right? Where is it that I can put them in a way that's going to make the most sense? It's not going to get in the way of stuff, and it's going to be easier to put together. And really the answer is up against the wall. Why? Because a wall is going to be one of the more stable, more sturdier parts of the building. And so putting a staircase up against the wall is going to make it sturdy, and it's going to make room. So that way, when players are moving around in a room, the stairs aren't going to get in the way. And the best place to put them is really in a corner. And the reason why is because corners present an opportunity. Okay? What you can do is you can create a landing right here that goes in right here. I'm going to go down a layer. Oop, I think I need to push this down a layer. My mistake. Go to ground floor. Here we go. What you can do is you can take a landing and then place it right in the corner. And then you have a set of stairs that go up. This is the most simplest staircase design that I could possibly come up with. It's just one flight of stairs and then one landing. And then when the players walk around, they pretty much walk in like this. Let's actually use a red line so you can kind of see it. So this is the way that they would go up into the building, up to the next floor. Okay. And if it was, let's say that the building was taller, let's say the ground floor was maybe vaulted, then maybe you'd want to add a second flight of stairs. Well, the second flight is easy to add because you've put the landing in the corner. And so another flight can go up against the side of the wall like that. So really the best place always is going to be the walls, and particularly the corner, because the corner allows you to take advantage of that corner space, add a landing, and add that extra piece of steps. So now if you want to, oopsie, I just accidentally deleted that. So this is pretty much the simplest way, and you could just start with a single flight and just a landing. Add more flights and landings as you see fit. Because what happens is that if your building was really tall and you started putting like all these staircases, it seems to be a little too much work to have these extra extended staircases when you can, or these flights, when you can simply add a landing up in that corner. And don't worry, we're going to answer these other questions. I see that if you wanted to create stairs with depth, I'll show you a trick on how to do that. So let's say that you wanted to show depth. That's a great question. And since we're already here, let's go ahead and add that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and add a landing here, and I'm going to add in this stair. How is it that I would make it look like there's depth here? And this is really easy. You use contrast, right? So with the first two, I would make this a little bit darker. So I bring the brightness down, and then I would take this one right here and then bring the brightness down even more. And so now you have this sense of depth, right? The stair that's the darkest is the farthest flight down to the ground. The middle landing, that landing there, I've only brought the brightness down a little bit. And then with this one, I kept the brightness at 100%. And this is how you create this sense of depth. Now, there are other tricks that you can do as well. You could use top layer to add shadows. You could use light sources and then make them black, and then change the blend mode to overlay. So there's a lot of different ways, but the easiest trick to making sure that there's depth with your stairs is using contrasts. So things that are farther to or lower to the ground, darker. Things that are higher up off the ground, you make them brighter. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. You can do shading with the top layer. You can do it with the line tool. You can do it with the shape tool. There's so many different ways to do that. So this is the basic concepts about where to put your staircases at. I think that's the easiest one.